Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another December daily. This is day number 8. And for this page, I'm going to do yellow and brown. So the left side of the page was also yellow and brown, but the base of my cards was using more yellow and less brown. And on the right side, so day 7 was more yellow, less brown, and day 8 is more brown, a little bit of yellow. And then that way they both coordinate, they go well next to each other. But then I can use different embellishments, as far as the colors, and I find that it gives it a nice balance. Okay, so I have a little confession to make. Because today was my second day of a 12-hour shift, and tomorrow I was supposed to work a night shift, and I traded it so I would be working a day shift, and then it's not as hard on my body. Years ago, night shift was a breeze, but for me now, night shifts, they're killers. So whenever I can switch them off, I will. But my little confession is that I haven't taken a lot of photos because I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm on the road by 5:15, and I get home at 6:30 at night. And then it's like a quick supper, a shower, and maybe we watch one TV show, or I read, maybe if I'm lucky, one chapter if I'm not too exhausted. And then it's back to bed and it starts all over again. So this is what I'm going to do for those days. I think there's a couple of days I took a picture of the weather app on my phone, so at least I'll have like what the temperature was that day, whether it was sunny, whether it was snowing. But even if I don't, then I'm going to start taking pictures that remind me of Christmas. So maybe I can take a picture of our elf. I can take more pictures of, my Christmas tree. And I bought a smart plug that works with Alexa so that I can, turn on and turn off my Christmas tree with just my voice. I don't have to, bend down underneath the tree and pull the plug out. So those are the kinds of things that I'm going to take pictures of. I might go on the internet and just, take a picture of, Google some pictures of Santa Claus, or, maybe I can use more embellishments that I can make little pockets, shakers, or I, can take the emblem of Ambulance New Brunswick and I can put it, on each page just to kind of show, okay, that day I did a 12-hour shift. I can take, maybe tomorrow I can take a couple of selfies and then, spread them out over the days, and then maybe talk on the journaling, just kind of talk a little bit about how I feel, how I felt about the day, or I can talk about what my job means to me. Now, it's nice to do these December dailies because it kind of documents our everyday in the month of December. But realistically, are we actually going to be doing something related to Christmas every single day of the month of December? The chances are it's not going to happen. We have to live a regular life. We have to go to work. We, have to bring our kids to the sports events. And that's what I find is nice is, even though it's called a December daily, you don't have to just document everything that is about Christmas, but you can document stuff that is about your daily life. For example, on Monday, we have to do an oil change, in our SUV. Well, I'm going to document that because even though it's not related to Christmas, it is related to our everyday life, like that's one of the things, that's one of the expenses that you have to account for, is going and getting the oil change and your tires rotated. On the 11th, I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm going to be taking some pictures going to the doctor's office. And then on the 16th, I have a massage, so I'm going to make sure to take pictures, of the massage table, and I'm going to document that. So a lot of the stuff that I put into my December daily is not necessarily related to Christmas, but I think that's the fun part. So let's talk a little bit about this layout. So the very top card where it says Frosty, that was actually from a 6x8 pattern paper pack that was supposed to make like an album. It was sort of an album that I had bought, and it came with papers and a few embellishments so that you could do a 6x8 album. I had cut a piece out of the top, so I couldn't use it as a 6x8, but I really liked the bottom of that pattern paper. It said Christmas. It's got quite a bit of gold on it, and gold, yellow, it kind of goes together. So I'm going to use that for the layout where I'm going to put the date. I'm still using those transparent vellum numbers. I'm going to use them for the entire December of this year. But I have to say, I did enjoy the numbers, the wooden numbers that I had the last 2 or 3 years that I did the December daily from Freckle Fawn. I love those numbers a whole lot more. And I think next year, I'm going to find numbers that stand out a little bit more on my layout. Not necessarily that I'm going to buy the numbers, but maybe I can, just make my own numbers. I don't know, stamp out, something maybe like a coffee cup or a little gift maybe, and then use that and make them all the same and stamp them all at once, and then put the 1 to 31 all at once. So that's something that I'm going to think about for next year. Now, a lot of the things that I brought out for this layout was from the Simple Stories Snow Day collection. I didn't have the 12x12. All I have is the 6x6 pattern paper, but it was something that I bought on Peachy Cheap, and it came with a bunch of embellishments and some enamel dots and some stickers, I think. So every time that I have a layout that has a little bit of brown, I kind of bring out that collection and I try to use as much as I can. Now, one thing that I'm trying to do is maybe not put as many places where I can put photos, just because I'm finding that I'm not taking 8 photos per day. So on this layout, there's 4. And today is day 8, the actual day that I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube. And I can tell you, it is 6:30 at night and I haven't taken one picture yet. So it's a good thing that I only have 4 spots. Now I'm going to make sure to take at least a couple before I go to bed. Then I'm also going to be thinking about some of those filler pictures. Like I said, maybe the emblem of the company where I work, because every day that I work this month, maybe I can sneak that in there. And then when I'm flipping through the album a few years from now, without too much, having to read too much, I can say, oh, I worked that day, and I worked that day, and I worked that day. So I'll be able to tell which days I worked. Now, these are some of the stickers that I was talking about that came with that collection. They are just so cute, and I just love the embellishments too. There's that deer that's on that one card, and then I took a pair of skis and, a whole bunch of other embellishments, a pair of skates. And even though we didn't go skating that day, we didn't go snowshoeing, we didn't go skiing, this is the time of year that those activities are happening. So I'm okay with, even though I didn't do it that day, winter. When I think of winter, I think of ice skating and hockey and snowshoeing and skiing, all those things. So I think when it becomes stressful is when you're trying to find the perfect embellishments to go with all the photos. First of all, I don't even know what photos I'm going to put on this layout, but I don't worry too much about the embellishments. I just not even worry, I'm just looking for embellishments that really coordinate with the page and colors that I chose. And that, I find, really takes the pressure off, because you're going by how you're feeling. You're putting embellishments on the page that you love, that you find that goes well together. And once you put those pictures in, it won't matter, that there's skates on this or, skis. When people are flipping through the album, they're just going to be looking at the photos, reading the journaling, and it's going to give them the feeling of winter. And where I live, when it's Christmas time, it is winter. So that's it. That's going to complete day 8. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.